Did you know that stress is making you old? At least it's making you age faster. You may be surprised, but it's true. If you watch my YouTube channel, you already know that stress has many negative effects on you. It can affect your physical health. It can affect your emotional and psychological health. It can lead to all kinds of issues. But many people don't realize that stress can really accelerate your aging. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody out there, at least no adults out there, who are in a hurry to get older, or at least to look and feel older. So let's talk about what happens when you are stressed, because you can actually look older as a result of stress, and you can feel older, meaning that you can experience the kind of issues that you would normally experience further down the road. So you may have seen somebody, maybe somebody you know, somebody close to you, maybe an acquaintance, maybe even yourself, who seems to have aged significantly, seemingly overnight after a tragic experience or something really stressful. So for example, if a person maybe loses a loved one, or has a traumatic experience of some sort, or witnesses something horrible, it seems like overnight they just aged just like that. Well, guess what? That has everything to do with stress. And when that happens, that person isn't just limited to looking older all of a sudden out of nowhere, much older than they were looking just a couple of weeks ago, but it also extends to their health, their physical health, their emotional health. So stress can have some serious effects on how fast, how quickly you age. You may have seen a person, or maybe this is yourself, where you've experienced something really stressful, really bad, really traumatic, and then out of nowhere, you start to get gray hair, or you just go gray. What happened? What happened? That is stress. Or maybe your skin is all kinds of wrinkly all of a sudden, and it wasn't just a short time ago. Or maybe somebody who hasn't seen you for a few months sees you and they can't believe how much you've aged. Or maybe you were the person who saw someone who seemed to have aged overnight. Again, that's all stress. So what happens when we experience stress? One of the things that you've heard me talk about in the past is that when we are stressed out, whether it's one event that is big and stressful, or a series of events that just continue one after the next, one after the next, essentially exposing us to a continuous stream of high stress, the body goes through changes. Your brain signals your body to produce certain hormones, certain chemicals, all related to this heightened state of stress. And one of these hormonal changes that is related to stress is when you are in this heightened state of stress, your body suppresses the production of the human growth hormone, or HGH. Now, you may have heard of HGH. You may have heard of things such as supplements, or maybe shots that somebody could get. Well, what is HGH, and what's the whole deal? It's kind of the fountain of youth. We have high levels of HGH when we're babies, when we're born, and this is what allows us to grow and flourish. So as we are going through childhood, and then our teenage years and puberty and into young adulthood, we are enjoying this adequate amount, these nice high levels of the human growth hormone, because that's what allows our bodies to grow and allows us to be strong and energetic and be able to heal quickly and have high endurance. But then when we hit about 25 years of age, the levels that are naturally produced, the levels of HGH that are naturally produced in our bodies, start to decline. So after 25, it's kind of a downhill slide in terms of that particular hormone. But here it is, our hormone of vitality, of youth, of resilience. So when you are experiencing the types of stress or the levels of stress that on top of everything else are putting a stop or diminish the production of HGH, we are facing a double whammy, if you will. Not only are we affected by stress in all the different other ways that I've talked to you about in these videos, but we're also feeling the effects of reduced, diminished HGH production. And what that means is that we begin to age faster. Our aging process is accelerated, more so than it would be naturally. Since remember, I said after 25, our levels of HGH, what our body produces, start to naturally decline. So we're already on a decline. But if you couple that with a further diminished production of HGH because of stress, that's how you see people who seem to age overnight because of traumatic or highly stressful experiences. And as I said before, this goes beyond just how you look, because you might say to yourself, oh, Dr. G, I'm not that vain. I don't care if I get wrinkles. I don't care if I get gray hair. Fine. Some people care about that more than others. That's okay. But it's not just that. It's your entire body. It's your immune system. It's all the different systems in your body. So you're much more likely to develop diseases or illnesses that you would not otherwise be subject to until much later in life because of this diminished production of HGH that is more diminished than what would be a normal decline for you as you age. So while it may be the case with some of you that I've gotten your attention simply with the idea of looking older or aging at an accelerated pace in terms of wrinkles and lines and gray hair, that's all fine. Whatever motivates you to make a change is fine. No judgment. It doesn't matter what motivates you. Some of you, that may not be motivation enough, but know that if your cardiovascular system becomes more aged or older or more at risk prematurely because of this, or you get brittle bones because of this, where you may not have gotten those things until 10 years later normally, but because of something traumatic or high stress, HGH is even more diminished in your body's production, and now you are subject to all these other things that are related with accelerated aging. So whether that's looks alone or all the other health issues that come along, whatever motivates you, it doesn't matter as long as you're motivated. That's the important takeaway here that I want you to pay attention to. The whole point of stress management, effective stress management, which comes from comprehensive stress management, that's the big takeaway. So whatever your reason, whatever your motivation is, please pay attention to the importance of getting a hold of stress and having some control of how you manage it so it doesn't run you and doesn't run your life. That's the important part, because it can have such negative effects. And throughout all these videos that I make for you, that is the consistent message that I try to convey to you. Whatever motivates you, whatever is going to get you to get going on a comprehensive approach to stress management, please do it, because there is nothing good that will come out from chronic stress over extended period of time. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you try to avoid it or ignore it or sugarcoat it or whatever the case may be, in the end, it's not going to be anything good. So it's so very, very important to get a hold of stress, to do your best to be strong and resilient, and to manage stress in such a way that it doesn't manage you. If you would like to find out more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, please click on the link below.